schools are actually the safe place. The infection rate in the schools is much lower than the rest of the city and the rest of the community. Why not leave the children in the schools rather than have them run around the streets where the infection rate is 5 times as high? So if the schools hit the 3%, what I'm suggesting to the parents and the teachers and the mayor is let's take a second calculus, which is the infection rate in the school. We know New York City is at 3. Let's add an element of the infection rate in the school. And if the school is below a certain threshold, let that school reopen. But the parents and the teachers have to agree. There is no fiat here. If the parents don't agree, they don't send their child, school doesn't matter. If the teachers don't agree, they don't come into the school, you don't have a classroom. So that's the discussion that's going on right now. And I think it's a good discussion.
All right, New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo earlier this morning on Morning Joe with his reasons for why New York City's public schools should remain open despite the increase in the COVID positivity rate. Joining us now, the mayor of New York City, Democrat Bill de Blasio. First off, what is the latest citywide positivity rate right now?
Well, Mika, look, we are fighting back this second wave here in New York City. And I just want to tell you, it's amazing what New Yorkers are doing. On Friday alone, 75,000 people came out to get tested. And that's really helping us to manage this situation. So the latest information that we just got now, our 7-day average positivity is 2.77%. We just got that information now. So New York City public schools are open today. They'll be open tomorrow. And if people keep doing what they're doing, coming out for the testing, wearing those face coverings, there's a real chance here we can fight back this second wave.
And where are you on keeping schools open? Are you and the governor aligned?
Yeah, we've had some really good conversations about this. What you played there in that clip, Mika, I think reflects the conversation. Look, we set a standard of 3%. To keep faith with our families and with our educators, our staff. We said, look, after everything this city went through, the epicenter of the crisis back in the spring, we would bring schools back. Unlike almost any other major city in America, we would bring schools back, but do it very, very safely. We've been able to prove that, Mika. We've had extraordinarily low positivity rates in the schools. We've got a gold standard we've put in place for safety measures, health measures to keep everyone safe. Everyone wears a mask, kids and adults alike, every day in school. It's worked. But now, if we reach this 3% level, God forbid, but if we reach it, we're going to have to do some kind of reset. It's not a matter of saying, oh, let's just forget we had that. No, that was a rule we made to keep faith with people and show our commitment to safety. We're going to live by that rule. But then the question is, how do we come back as quickly as possible? And I agree with the governor. A different approach to testing could be a really crucial part of a fast comeback.
Sure, especially if Biden gets that DPA going. Casey Hunt is with us, and she has the next question.
Mr. Mayor, good morning. You guys sent a note over the weekend to New York City parents saying be prepared for schools to close on Monday. And obviously, that sent a lot of people into a bit of a tailspin. It's pretty hard if you've got two parents possibly working from home, possibly, people who can't work from home, having to go out, have childcare problems. And yet you're still letting people dine inside. So I understand there's an economic impact from shutting restaurants, but the ripple effects of closing the schools before you close the indoor dining are pretty significant. Why make the decision that way?
Casey, it's a very fair question. Let me first say I was a public school parent in New York City public schools. I certainly understand how much parents are grappling with and how difficult it has been. And that's part of why I wanted to give them a warning that we were getting close to that number and have a plan B ready. But what I'm trying to do, Casey, is stop us from ever getting to that 3%. And New Yorkers are responding. So my hope is that we can keep school going for quite a while we fight back this second wave. But on the question of the restaurants, look, ultimately the state has to make that decision. But what I'd say is, we are concerned about indoor dining. It's only 25%. There's a lot of safety and health standards that are part of indoor dining to make it a safe experience. But Obviously, we're concerned about things like indoor dining if these numbers continue to go up.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.